Hello everybody, welcome back to 40k Lowdown, and in today's video I'm talking about something that we see a lot of new players asking, as well as people who've been in the hobby for a while but just haven't started a new army, and that is how do I decide which army to start next. And sort of my main point in this video is going to be that if you're not a really competitive person who doesn't have to win, pick your army based pretty much exclusively on how cool it is. So like, for example, I started Guard, I can't really remember, maybe a year and a bit ago, I can't really remember exactly, but I hadn't really looked at the rules of them. I just saw people in my local store and stuff, who were rolling out with these Bane Blades and like hordes and hordes of guardsmen, and I just thought, that looks awesome. I read the lore, which is another thing I'd really advise doing if you want to start a new army. Just read like books about them. There's a lot of stuff on like Lexicanium, I think it's called, and other like 40k wikis just about the faction. Look at the background, look at the stuff that you don't really read in the codexes or codices, but also because I think that just gives you a sort of feel for the army. Because if you don't like the lore, then games aren't going to be as fun for you, because you're not going to really feel immersed in what your army is fighting for. And I think that's really important for having a fun game of 40k. And another example is that the next army I'm going to start, and no idea when, is I'm going to start Orcs. And when I decided that, I hadn't even looked at the codex, or the index. I had no idea how good they are. I still don't really, I've only had a cursory glance. But I just thought, I've got 3 Imperium armies now. I just thought, I want something else. I want something that isn't Imperium. But I don't like the sort of lore of Chaos, and also I don't really like the models. So no matter how good they are, I just wouldn't pick them, because that's just not my kind of thing. I just don't think they look very good. And then also just a lot of the lore and stuff for the Xenos factions, I just don't really like, I don't feel immersed. I can't really relate to what they're fighting for. So that's why I just looked at the Orcs, and I've read a few Orc-based things, and I just thought, oh, these guys are cool. They've got really cool models. I really like their style. They just sort of really appeal to me. So I didn't even know if they were any good. I'm not sure if they are any good. But I just thought they are the guys for me. And obviously, if you are a really competitive person who has to win, you've got to take that into consideration. Like, if you have to win, then playing something like, I don't even know, I've got no idea what's good in the meta at the moment. But competitive people might go out specifically to buy a new army specifically for one tournament and just paint that up. They're not really into the army, they just want to have the thing that is best for them. But I think for normal people, just absolutely stomping your opponent every time isn't what makes the game fun. What makes the game fun, for me anyway, is having an army that you like, you love the lore of them, you really feel like you are part of their story. I think that's the most vital part when you're picking a new army. Do you feel like you could be a part of that? Not necessarily could you be a part of that, but do you feel like that army links to what you want out of the game? Like, if you don't really like painting that much, then say a horde army like Orcs or Guard might not be great for you, but you might play Custodes or something, because I can't remember the exact points, but you can get a really decent pointed list with like 10 guys, because they're so elite. And so armies like that are good for people who even don't really like to paint, because there's just so few of them. You don't have to get much painting done. And personally, I love painting. That's probably my favourite part of the hobby, even more than playing the game. So that's why I'm quite a fan of painting horde armies, of painting a lot of guys. But then I also have Primaris Marines, who are quite elite, and that's just a thing that's different. And that's another thing that I would say when picking a new army, is perhaps pick something that is different from something you already have if you've got an army already. pick something that isn't exactly what you've got. So if you've already got, say, a regular Space Marine army, maybe don't start a Primaris army. Start something completely different. Go for maybe a Xenos faction if any of them sort of catch your eye. Like my younger brother, he currently plays Chaos and Chaos Space Marines, but then he wants to start Tau because they're just a sort of a different thing. They've got a completely different style of army. They've got a bit of a different play style. So yeah, just something different to what you already play, and it just really shakes up the hobby. So you're not doing the same thing in the same games every time. So thank you very much for sitting through this video. I don't know if I showed through, but I am quite ill at the moment. I just wanted to get this video out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.